Hey, Happy New Year. Did you survive it or did you enjoy it? Did you endure it? It's one of the two, right? Hey, while we're on the construction idea here, thanks for everybody who showed up yesterday to clean up this place after Christmas as well. We spent a few hours getting this thing up in order. But just think about this. If you were to remodel your house, being your body, your life, your mind, your soul, this year in 2019, what kind of remodel would you do? We're in construction right now, and it's kind of exciting for us around here. We show up, and walls and doors are being knocked out, and windows are being put in, and it's kind of like, I can't wait to see the new, right? And there's a little cleanup to do, and there'll be cleanup to do in your life as you resist certain things and say, Lord, I want to put a new window in my soul. I want to see differently. I want to see clear. I want to tear down some things that are just in the way, Don't need them. Don't need them anymore. They're just getting in the way. And so I want to remodel. I want to do some work, and I'm going to ask God, you're the construction worker. I want you to be my contractor. I want you to do the work in me that he promised to do. And so that's what we're working on today is for the first 3 weeks every year here at Outlook Christian Church, and this may be your first time. I see a lot of first-timers. Maybe you came for Christmas, and we challenge you to come back this year because the first 4 weeks of our year, every year, we take time to stop, call time out, and to step back, look back on the year that just passed, 2018, went quick, right? It's like, whoa, where'd that go? But to look over the year from a mountaintop view, right? Sometimes you get lost in the forest. We want to give you permission, and we want to encourage you, we want to challenge you to join us and just go up on a mountaintop with God and just sit and let him look back in 2018 with you and take a perspective. What was the activity that he wants you to see? What was he working on in your life? What other things were going on in your life that were working against what God was doing? Where were you in the midst of that? And where were your ears attuned to? And where were you focused on? And what were your struggles? And how did you go? Just take time. And then to listen, because so much of our relationship with God sometimes, and I don't know if you're just starting with a relationship with God or you've got a long one, and there's seasons, there's ups and there's downs, there's dry points, there's, high points, and so it's like God's doing a work in all of it. And so hearing God's voice and being able to see clearly what he's doing is paramount. How many of y'all like sports? Nobody? Okay. I don't know, Cowboys and the Colts are in the playoffs, right? They both won yesterday. UNR, what happened to UNR yesterday? Dang. 14-1 now, right? So lost to New Mexico. Let's see, Alabama and who play tomorrow? What? So there's this thing, nice hat. There's this thing in sports called a timeout, right? It's the infamous timeout, and it's very valuable. You only get like 3 per half or, depending on what sport you're playing. And you got to use them wisely. You got to use them timely. Because if you take advantage of those, they can stop bad momentum, bad mojo happening, right? Gives you a chance for your team to gather, sort of stop the play. Wouldn't you like to just stop life sometimes? Just like, stop time, pull out, think about it, And then it'd be nice to go back and redo things too, but we can't. So what we got to do, though, is we do get the opportunity, I believe, to take some time outs in life. And you'd be wise to do it. Because if you run headlong into the fog of 2019 without direction, without guidance, without a plan, without purpose, without understanding of what you hope and who's going to guide you, it's like going into a storm with the lights off in the car, getting in and driving without directions. You don't even know where you're going, right? Who would do that? Well, we do that with life. We end up at the end of the year spinning our wheels wondering, what did I do all year? What was that about, and how much money did I spend, and why did I spend it on that? And I thought it was going to make me happy, but it didn't. And we just kind of like flow, and the current's going one way. And we're going to encourage you to go against the current. The current flows towards mediocrity. The current flows towards comfort. The current flows towards chaos and evil, pretty much. And so if you allow the current to dictate your life, if you don't have a goal, a perspective, a direction, and you don't have the power source of God in your life by your side, encouraging you along the way, and some other brothers and sisters walking with you, you will succumb to the flow, the current, right? And you'll be a victim, and you'll be a, what do they call it, a statistic. You'll be just one of the other billions of people who don't know where they're going and trying to find somebody to blame for it. So what we're calling you to do is to step out of that, to go to a mountaintop and take some time to spend it with God for the next 3 weeks. Let him give you a perspective. Let him calm your heart, right? That's what timeouts are for. It's like, we're getting our booties kicked, It's like, settle down, get a game plan, get on the same page, get encouragement, and then go for it. Call the next play. It's throughout the year you may have to do this. We call it fasting, and that's sort of I was going to put like a real fast car on it, but that's not the kind of fasting, but that's better to think of it that way because there's a purpose. I think sometimes we think fasting, I don't know if you've never heard the word. Fasting is, I'll give you a definition. My definition of it is, it's abstaining from something for a season or time in order to focus on or to pursue something of interest or value to you. Okay, so it's an intentional, strategic, historical discipline that helps us actually go after and accomplish something. So you think about it, you go, okay, well, that doesn't sound fun. Well, just think of it this way, in a situation where you are passionate about something, you'll set aside things, but you don't even know it. Like, I want to watch that game. Get out of my way. I don't care who you are. King of Siam or whatever, right? It's like, I'm watching the game. You want something to eat? No. You got to go to the bathroom? I don't care, right? You're setting aside all kinds of stuff because you're passionately pursuing something of interest to you, and you don't even know you're saying no to stuff, right? Because that's so important to you. And it comes through grieving too. When we grieve, it's like, I don't want to eat, I can't sleep, right? You're just like, you're in a moment, you're in a season, you're in a space and time where something is more important to you that you need to just really focus and not be distracted. And that's what we're asking you to do. For the next 3 weeks, we're asking you to set aside time every day, 3 weeks. He says 3 weeks to start a habit, 21 days. For you and God to meet up before you head out into the new year. Because there's seasons of transition. You guys are going to go through transition this year. I know people that are in transition right now. You don't know what's coming this year. Seasons of change. And so you need some time out before you go into it. I wanted to read this passage because this has to do a little bit with what we're going to do. And so I want to encourage you to do this because for us, this first 3 or 4 weeks of the year has become for us at Outlook. We've done this for 15 years since we started Outlook Christian Church. It's become for us one of the most significant times of the year, such that our people look forward to it every year because it grounds us, it centers us, and then it gives us direction. And then it gives us healthy rhythms because we're going to ask you to do some things and we're going to ask you to consider not doing some things. And you get to make the choice for yourself, and it's a commitment to yourself. And so I'm going to walk you through what you have to do to prepare mentally for going into this 21 days that starts today at 6 p.m. and will end Saturday the 26th at 6 p.m. and on Sunday the 27th, 3 weeks from now. We'll go from fasting to feasting. We're going to have a big potluck dinner here, and we're going to share stories about what God did, what God shared with us, how he changed our lives, how whoa, right? Because you're going to discover a few things. I go on about, you're going to discover when you fast, if you choose to do this, how weak you are, Because a piece of pie will kick your tootie, right? It's just like, dude, I can't say no, come on. And it's like, what's up with that? It's a piece of pie, right? A donut. Today's your last day for donuts. You better hit that donut thing on the way out of here because you ain't seeing donuts, But anyway, whatever you choose to give up. I set down sugar, right? Because I just ate a whole year worth in the last 2 weeks. And so, it's a time for us to get in a healthy rhythm. Maybe you want to do some physical detox, mental, emotional, spiritual. That's what it's all about. So we do cardio, start exercising. We put aside carbs and sugars and coffees and Cokes and alcohol. And we're just going to get in shape, right, for 3 weeks. And you'll notice that as you do these things, they become a healthy rhythm. And you go, dang, I like this. I don't know what I was wasting all my time. We're going to encourage you to give up social media. And maybe turn the TV off once in a while, right? Except for the football game tomorrow night, yeah. Dang, see, I get beat up by a football game. But you know what I'm saying? It's like we waste so much time and energy on things. And so we're going to encourage you and challenge you to think about the things that just waste time in your life. Dead time, brain dead time, they just don't add anything. Say no to that. And you're going to discover 2 things, like I said, how weak you are, how much your flesh and the flow is really in control of your life. You try and take control of your life, your days, your 24 hours for the next 3 weeks. It's not going to be easy. Because so much of it we go through brain dead. We just do things out of habit, out of rhythms, and some of our rhythms aren't healthy. So we're going to challenge you to think about all those rhythms, to say no to some that are unhealthy, to put into practice things that are healthy, and just persevere for 21 days. Let me give you a little, it's not about perfection on this deal. It's not about, how'd you do today? It's about the pursuit. It's about the why you're doing it. It's about keeping your eyes fixed on the goal of what you hope to accomplish. That's what it's about. And so if you struggle, if you fail, get back up. Start again. No one's taking, you're not going to get an A+ in heaven. You're not going to get a little brownie or smiley face from God, if you made it 18 out of 21 days, There's no curve, there's no scale, you're not being graded on this. But yes, what you put in will be what you get out. That's true too. Anyway, in John 13, you don't have it, Tim, but if you can pull it up real quick, it's just this great passage. And as I begin to challenge you, so here at Outlook Christian Church, we're going someplace. Everything we do is not to play church, it's not to entertain you, it's to encourage you and connect you to God, and then together to live this out. So, John 13, Jesus washes his disciples' feet, but you're going to find that he does certain things and stops doing certain things in order that he can get this task of washing their feet done. And this is sort of what it's going to look like for you. It was just before the Passover festival. Jesus knew that the hour had come for him to leave this world and go to the Father. So it's a season of change for him, right? He'd been on earth for 33 years. It's time for him to go. It's a transitionary time. He's taken back and he's taken stock of this, and he knew this. Father had put everything into his power. He had come from God and he was returning to God. He had loved, we're already in verse 4. I think you forgot verse 2. Having loved his own who were in the world, he's now going to love them to the end. Verse 2, the evening meal was in progress, and the devil had already prompted Judas, son of Simon Iscariot, to betray Jesus. Now verse 3, Jesus knew that the Father had put all things under his power, and that he had come from God, and that he was returning to God. This is his last moment. This is an opportunity to do something. Everybody else is eating. So what does Jesus do? He got up from the meal. He stopped eating. I'm going to set something aside because I got something to do. he got up from the meal and he took off his outer clothing because it's going to get in the way of washing feet, you see. I get my robe in the water and then the mud on your feet, and I'm just going to put this away for a minute because I got something to do that's more important. I want to show you my love, the extent of my love. I want to serve you. And I'm going to give you an example so that you would do likewise, because as you follow me and we serve each other, we love each other well, as Andy preached last Sunday, the world will know that God loves them. It's a great, crazy unity thing. So Jesus knew that so he got up from the meal, he took off his outer clothing, and then he added something to his life. He wrapped a towel around his waist. Maybe that means cutting out some time in the morning. I don't have time in the morning. We'll go to bed earlier. You see? Don't stay up all night watching TV, and maybe you can get up earlier. What? That's a concept. You know? And it's like, so put a towel around his waist because he's got to dry their feet. So what is going to help you accomplish the goal that you're setting out to do? After that, he poured water into a basin. He began to wash their feet. And then he finished it. He didn't just wash them, just let them blow dry in the air. He actually then dried their feet with the towel that was wrapped around him. Finally, at the very end, he returned to the meal, and he sat down and ate with them. You see, so what you're going to do is we're going to challenge you to go after something that's personal, that you need in your life. God is not playing hide and seek, so let me just go through a little outline here that I have for you. And then we're going to take communion here to Outlook. We do this every Sunday, and at the communion tables, there's this little card. I wanted to make it kind of like a bookmark. I'm going to give you some ideas that you can think about adding on, sort of like the towel around your waist, the water in your basin, the beginning, because we know that a good start is half the battle, right? And so I'd like for everybody to get on board. If you're watching on social media right now and you're not here with us because it's snow outside, then today's the day to get with us, you know. It's funner and easier as a team to do this together, right? It's like going out to Hell Week, you know, boot camp. You do it in groups with the team, with the buddies. So the first thing you need is to decide whether you want to do it, and you need motivation. This is the why factor. So on your card, there's a question number 1 is why. Why will you do this? Why do you want to do this? What's the purpose of it? What's the benefit of it that you hope to reap? Starting the new year, people get motivated to do something different, something better, something healthier. Motivation is necessary. It's the leadership of your inner soul. You've heard the saying, nothing happens without leadership. It's a true statement. Nothing happens without leadership. Motivation is the leadership of your soul that tells you internally that you got to get after this, you got to do it. You got to be motivated, because you get about halfway through and you're going, why am I doing this? I hate this. This is bugging me. I'm not getting anything out of this after a week of fighting the pie. You know, it's like I get beat up every day by the pie. I lose to the pie every day. I suck. And so it's like, I'm just going to give up, right? But if you lose your goal, because it's not the battles, it's the goal. I talked to some military guys that says, how did you survive that? It's like boot camp. Boot camp saved me. Boot camp trained me. Boot camp, it was during that time that I was galvanized and trained. And so when the battles of the week came, or the 2019 stuff that we don't know about, you'll be prepared for it. But you got to keep your eye on a goal. You got to have a motivation. You got to have a reason. So the question is, what is your why? What is it you're doing this for? Certainly not to make other people happy. Don't try and make me happy, make God happy. You got to have something that says, I understand that this is healthy. This is the way I want to begin. I need a guide, and God has promised to guide me. I need transformation. I can't fix myself, but God has promised to transform me. He is always working. He never sleeps or slumber. I'm tired of being the same old that I've always been. I want something new. I want something fresh. I want something alive. I want to be healthy. I want to be the best I can be. How's that for a motivation? For my kids, for my wife, Friends, I want to be the best I can be. I don't want to be a pawn. I don't want to be a victim anymore. I want to be set free this year from addictions or from past trauma. I want to come alive this year. I don't want to be dead anymore in depression and despair. God, I need you in my life. I need your work in my life, and I'm pursuing you. How many like being in a one-sided relationship? You're loving on her, and you're giving her gifts, and you're calling her, and what's up? And she's like, dude, not taking your calls. She's out busy. Hey, I made you dinner. You want to come over? Oh, yeah, I got busy. I'm going out with the girls tonight. Dang, right? Christmas shows up. You got her a nice present. She forgot about it. You see what I'm saying? This is the way God pursues you all your life. This thing called Christianity is supposed to be a relationship with us and God. How much time, energy, effort do you put into the relationship, pursuing Him and His heart? He says, if I have you do one thing and you'll fulfill the whole law, it would be this, that you would love me with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. I'm not playing hide and seek. I will reveal myself to you if you seek me. And then there's this caveat, with all your heart. You see, my prayer for you, and this is what's happened for us, this is why we love this time of year. We take this 3 weeks and it's like God shows up. Sometimes when you least expect Him, probably most of the time, because you're going, okay, God, I'm here. I'm on the clock. I'm doing my 15 minutes in the morning. Bad attitude, wrong perspective. It's like, God, I just want to spend time with you. Try and do this a little bit more and this a little bit better. And just share your heart and listen for His heart. But you have to have a motivation. You got to have a why. What is your reason? Romans 12:2 in the Message. I like the way it says this. So here's what I want you to do, says Paul. Well, here's the NIV. Do not conform to the pattern of the world. Again, we talked about the current, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then, this year, you'll be able to test and approve what God's will is. You'll be able to discern what His good, pleasing, and perfect will is. So don't do just like the world. Don't do like you ever do don't do same old this month. Set that aside and be transformed. Here's the way the Message says it. So here's what I want you to do. God helping you. Take your everyday, ordinary life. You're sleeping, you're eating, you're going to work, you're walking around life every day for 21 days and place it before God as an offering. Here I am, Father. Fill me, guide me, use me. I want to enjoy you as much as you enjoy me. I want to pursue your heart. God, what's on your mind today? God, what's up? How you feeling? What do you see? Just be His friend. Embrace what God does for you over the next 21 days. It is the best thing you can do for yourself and your relationship. Don't become so well adjusted to the culture that you fit into it without even thinking about it. Instead, fix your attention on God. You'll be changed from the inside out. Readily recognize what He wants from you. You'll quickly respond to it. Unlike the culture around you that always drags you down to its level of immaturity, God brings the best out of you and develops well-formed maturity in you. That's the Message form of Romans 12. I like it. It's just like what we're doing here. So you need a motivation. You need a why. Number 2, you need a what. What is it you hope to accomplish? Like, what is your goal? And it may just be, and simply for me, it always starts with, and it never gets bigger than this, is just, God, I want to know your heart, and I want to be closer to you. That's all. I just want to feel your presence. I want to experience you. I want to hear your voice. I I don't want it to be distant. It's just like a recalibration of the radio dial so that it's like tuned in. Because I get busy. Ministry can be like work, It's just like, okay, keep the trains running on time. Okay, we got to order, stuff for the bathroom. Okay, we got a construction going on. It's like, God who? What? And I'm in ministry. So for you, I only think it's probably 10 times as hard to stay really focused and attuned to God's heart. So that's all I do. I just go, God, I just want to be close to you. And I don't want to run so fast for these next 3 weeks that you're chasing me down all the time. I'm going to intentionally make time for you and pursue you. So you need a what? As I said, Jeremiah 29:13 says, you will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. Proverbs 8:17, God says, I love those who love me, and those who seek me find me. He's not playing hide and seek with you. He is so excited that you're even thinking about this right now. It's like, would you do that for me? I know you want to do it for you because you kind of want to get in shape and you got plans and things to do, but how about you just do it for me? Because I love that you would just seek me and try and tell me that you love me too. Because I'm always telling you I love you. I make the sun come up every day for you. I give you oxygen every day, but I don't need a lot and I don't want a lot from you. I just want your heart, So, here's a great Psalm 23:6. I don't know if I gave you this one, Tim, in the Passion Translation. Why would I fear the future? Your goodness and love pursue me all the days of my life. Psalm 63:8. With passion I pursue and I cling to you, O God, because I feel your grip on my life. I know you're there. I keep my soul close to your heart. Psalm 119:37. Help me turn my eyes away from illusions so that I pursue only that which is true. Drench my soul with life as I walk in your paths. So you need motivation and you need a plan. You need a what you hope to accomplish. Pursuing God would be the top of my list. Number 3, you need a plan, and that's a fast. 21 days, 3 weeks, starting tonight at 6. I would encourage you to delete, right? That's what a fast is, abstaining from some things because you're going to focus in, you're going to pursue something of greater value, something that you hope to accomplish. So what are you going to set aside? On your card here, it says why, delete what, and add on what. And so I put that in your journal, put it in your Bible, and pull it out every day. And so here's some ideas. What to delete. Media, social media, sugars, coffee, alcohol, carbs, cash, kids. Well, no, let's go back. You got the idea. Things that just get in the way and they're distractions. Really, we encourage people, stop spending for 3 weeks. You just spent your wad, right, for the year. It's like, stop spending for 3 weeks. Try that. I can't do that. Right? Again, sugars, it's stuff that your body craves. Just say no. I could choose something else. So here's what I do every time. I just drink water for the 3 weeks. Because your body needs water, right? We're on the big water kick these days. The world, the culture. But also every time I drink water and I don't drink coffee, or every time I drink water and don't drink Coke, or every time I drink water, it's like it's a reminder why I'm doing it. I need constant reminders because I'm ADD. It's like, what? I'm fasting? Yeah, you just got through preaching 15 minutes ago, right? Dude. So take some time to lay those aside. Now that's going to open up a lot of time for you. Say, if you spend 2 hours a night in front of the tube watching your favorite show and you choose for 3 weeks not to watch TV, you got 2 hours a night. Dang, what are you going to do with that time, right? here's what I encourage you to do. So I encourage you in the morning, here's a healthy rhythm. We're trying to help you establish healthy rhythms. Wake up earlier, go to bed earlier, wake up earlier, and give the first hour of your day to God. You might start with 15, 20 minutes and then get bored. That's okay. By the end of 21 days, I guarantee you an hour will be short. Guaranteed. You'll be enjoying your time with God, and you won't want to go off to the office. It's like, dang, I'm going to get up earlier, right? So go to bed earlier. At night, so here's what start your day with the Lord in the Word. Just open the Bible. I would encourage you, if you don't know where to open the book of John. There's 21 chapters. Read one a day, right? Open the book of John and just talk to God. And just let him talk to you. Don't have any agenda, and then have a journal. Go out today, buy yourself a journal. If you don't, go to Walmart and get a notepad. That's how hard that is. Steal your kids' school books, right? Notebook. And just write down your thoughts. Write down thoughts that come to you as you spend time with God. Write down questions you have about the Scripture, but get to know Him. You'll end up writing stuff, and you'll just go. He'll take you on a journey. You'll be talking about friends you hadn't thought about, and you'll be praying for people that you wish you would have prayed for, but now He's saying, let's talk to me about those guys. You can't fix them, but I can. Let's talk about your hopelessness. Let's talk about and let God's truth come into your life, and the wind of the Spirit blow away some of the confusion, the chaff that's just kind of built up, right? Just blow it away. And as you spend time with God, this is what's going to happen. And then go to work. Do your day. Keep God present with you. Take Him with you. Be cognizant. Drink your water and go, yep, God, how you doing? I'm still pursuing you. Love the world. Look at the mountains. I love the snow you gave for me today. Oh, I love the breath you gave. I mean, if you keep cognizant of God's presence with you every minute of every day, and that's what that water thing is about for me. My mind is in a different place. It's at peace, it's at rest, and I'm seeing things differently. I would encourage you at lunchtime, if you want, get a devotional. My utmost for His highest. I mean, it's just a thought, right? Jesus calling, emotional healthy spirituality day to day. These are some great just little journals, and it's just a 2.5 minute read. And just carry it and just read it. And then talk to God about it. I mean, that takes a whole 5 minutes of your lunchtime, but it'll change dramatically that day. Then you come home and you eat dinner and you eat your paleo or your whatever, you guys choose to do. And then now I got 2 hours to kill. Grab a book. That book you always wanted to read but never had time to read. Ask God what you should do with your time. Maybe talk to your spouse. Whoa, there's a novel idea. Maybe talk to your kids. Maybe play a game. My kids used to hate this for the first week out of the 3. They thought they were going to die when we turned the TV off. And we took away their little PlayStation game toys. Week 2, we got into a new rhythm. We're playing games. We're hanging out. We're laughing. We're getting goofy. We're creating stuff. It's like we lived in the 1800s. Let's go carve something. Let's go paint something. Let's go do something, We're like all bored. Let's go fix the car, So, but it was like, after 3 weeks, it was like we had a better relationship than we did the whole year. Those 3 weeks, right? The last 2 of them. First ones we were not real popular in the first 2, or the first week. But after that, it was like, I could get used to this. This is really good. And so then read a book before you go to bed, something to inspire you, and just say, thanks God for the day. So we're trying to help you experience God. Nothing will satisfy your soul like God. Before you start running into the year, we encourage you to do this. And join with us. So here's a couple things on deletion. Hebrews 12, therefore, since we're surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders us and run with perseverance the race marked out for us. Fix your eyes on Jesus. That's our goal. That's why the pioneer, he's the perfecter of your faith. He will strengthen you and challenge you and set you free and transform you. Paul to Timothy, flee from the pull and the influence of the world and pursue a righteous life, a life of wonder, faith, love, steadfastness, courtesy. Run hard and fast in your faith. Seize the moment, the life you were called to live. I got some other verses on this, but you get the idea. We're going to talk about it a little bit more, not so much about the why and the what and the how-tos, but we're going to talk about loving the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, that it is possible, and not only possible for you as a human being to have a relationship with the eternal God. It's what you were created for. In the garden, God created you and I, Adam and Eve, male and female, in his presence. That's what it means to be human, connected to God. When we were separated from God, that's the world we grew up in. It's not what we were created for. So is it possible? Not only possible, it's what you were created for. Your spirit longs to be connected with God. Your confusion comes because you're not. Your stress comes because in that moment you're not. And so for 2019, we hope it's a great year. It can be. A significant transformational, transitional year for you if you get it started right. A good start's half the battle, and you don't want to run into the fog, blindly. Alaska's a beautiful place, isn't it? Being out in the middle of Alaska lost is not a beautiful thing. This is what we do in the world, is we think that we just want to enjoy everything, so we look around us at everything that we want to take hold of, and we forget that they can be dangerous. We can get lost. But if you have a guide in the middle of Alaska, and you're going from Anchorage to Homer, or you're going from Anchorage to McKinley, it's like, not only do you get to enjoy the scenery, but you get to enjoy it in safety. And this is what we're talking about by having God your guide. It's not like you're going to not enjoy life. You'll enjoy it from safety. And he'll take you to places that probably you couldn't go by yourself. He'll guide you through things. So, Father, I want to just take time right now to begin this year just to consider you and this pursuit, this worthy pursuit that never will leave us dry or unsatisfied. You are the source of life, Lord. The more we get to know you, the more we get to know ourselves. You're a source of strength. You're a source of hope. You're a source of everything that we need for life. Lord, to our own demise, we leave you on the side burner, in the back, in the rearview mirror. This year, we want to put you in our target. We want to pursue your heart. Not for what we can get, because you've given us everything and you continually give us every good and perfect gift. We want to pursue you to let you know that we love you. We love you back. Some of us are just getting to know you, so we can't even say that we love you, but Lord, we can say this: I would like to get to know you. You're a person I would really like to get to know this year. And you created me for it. So I'm going to make some time for you, because you're important to me. I'm going to set aside some things that are going to distract me, and I'm going to continue to pursue you with all my heart. Lord, meet us there. We look forward to it. In Jesus' name, amen.